Creepaholics crew. I'm your host Chanice, and today we're starting our episode off a little bit different. We're going to give a huge shout out to Sarah Steve for sending me my very first message and love for the podcast. You're awesome, Sarah. To all of my listeners, I'd love to feature your suggestions in future episodes. Got a case you want me to cover? Just shoot me a message and I'll make it happen. Your ideas make this podcast even more exciting. Thanks for being such an amazing crew, and keep creeping it real with the Creepaholics crew. Now let's get on with our case. We're covering the spine-tingling story of Mark Twitchell, also known as the Dexter Killer. I'm your host Chanice, and today we're unraveling the dark and eerie tale that has captivated true crime enthusiasts and investigators alike. So grab your flashlights, lock those doors tight, and let's creep on down the dark and eerie trail together. Join us as we uncover the horrors that lurk in the shadows. Get ready for a spine-tingling journey, folks. Mark's life began in relatively normalcy, but his life took a turn that would shock the world. Let's start from the beginning and trace the chilling path that led to his infamous crimes. Mark was born on July 4th, 1979, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He grew up in a middle-class family and had a seemingly typical childhood. Twitchell was known as a bright student with a passion for filmmaking and storytelling from a young age. His interests in movies and special effects led him to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. As a teenager, Mark was described as socially awkward and introverted. He struggled to fit in with his peers and found often solace in his creative pursuits. His first girlfriend, Lisa, met during high school. Their relationship was a typical teenage romance, filled with the usual ups and downs. However, his obsession with the morbid began to surface. It started during this period as he became increasingly fascinated with horror films and crime stories. In his late 20s, Twitchell's marriage to his first wife, Jess, began to crumble. The couple eventually separated, and Mark turned to online dating to seek companionship. He created a profile on the dating site Plenty of Fish, under the pseudonym Sheena, posing as a woman to lure unsuspecting men. This deceptive tactic was part of his sinister plan to enact his darkest secrets. In 2008, Mark's plan took a horrifying turn when he set up a date with Johnny Altinger, a 38-year-old oil-filled equipment manufacturer. Through Plenty of Fish, Johnny told his friends about his date. He was sharing the details of the meeting location and his excitement. On October 10th, 2008, he went to meet Sheena, which was at Mark's rented garage. He also transformed the garage into a kill room, which was inspired by the TV show Dexter. Mark ambushed Johnny upon his arrival, brutally murdering him and dismembering his body. He then attempted to cover up his tracks by sending emails from Johnny's account, trying to create the illusion that Johnny had gone on an impulsive vacation. However, Johnny's friends grew suspicious and reported the disappearance to the police. The Edmonton police launched an investigation into Johnny's disappearance. They traced the last known location of Johnny's to Mark's garage. During their search, they discovered a significant amount of evidence, including bloodstains, Johnny's car, and a meticulous detailed diary on Mark's computer, titled the SK Confessions. This diary outlined his plans to become a serial killer and described the murder in gruesome detail. Mark was arrested on October 31st, 2008. He was charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder of another. Gil Tertreau, who had narrowly escaped Twitchell's clutches weeks earlier. Gil had been lured to the garage in a similar manner, but managed to fight off Mark and flee. During the trial, the prosecution presented overwhelming evidence against Mark, including the SK Confessions document, physical evidence from the crime scene, and testimonies from Gil. Mark's defense argued that the document was merely a work of fiction, but the jury found him guilty of first-degree murder on April 12, 2011. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years. The Mark Twitchell case left a lasting impact on the victims' families, the investigators, and the public. Altinger's family was devastated by the loss, and his mother, Elfrida, became an advocate for victims' rights. Mark's parents were shocked and heartbroken by their son's actions. They struggled to reconcile with their loving son that they knew, who had now turned into a cold-blooded killer. The House of Horrors at 13402 149 Avenue, Northwest Edmonton, where Mark committed his crimes, was eventually sold and has been reported to have any further hauntings or unusual activities. Mark's gruesome story inspired the true crime community and filmmakers. The chilling details of his crimes and his obsession with the TV show Dexter were depicted in various documentaries and crime shows. His case remains a haunting reminder of how dark obsessions can manifest into real-life horror. The Mark Twitchell case is a terrifying example of how a seemingly ordinary person can harbor dark and dangerous fantasies, and his meticulous plan and cold execution of his crimes that shocked even seasoned investigators and left a permanent scar on the true crime landscape. And that's all we have for today. And remember, when you're exploring the darkest corners of a mystery or shedding light on the shadows of the past, always keep creeping it real with the Creepaholics crew. Goodbye for now.
Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just click the link in the show description to support now.
Knock, knock. Who's there? You're a nightmare.